Hey guys, welcome back to another how to draw video. Today we're going to be doing, crap, my eraser just came off of my pencil. See, I hate number 2 pencil. Ugh. Anyway, today I'm going to be showing 3 different ways to do eyes, the mane, and the tail on ponies. I've been getting a couple comments saying how hard it is for some people to draw the eyes and the hair and the tail and everything, so I thought I'd go through and do a couple different examples. So we're going to start off with this one on the left. I just did 3 different ponies in 3 different poses. So this first pony, I intentionally gave her a big cheeser of a smile just to add some variation to the eyes and the features. Her face is at a profile and she's smiling really big, and so her cheeks are pushing up into her eyes. For this pony, she's going to be looking at her friend right in front of her, and I noticed that actually, I can't even erase. I noticed that when ponies get pretty excited, their irises and their eyes kind of shrink a little bit. So when normally their eyes would take up this entire eyeball, like take up that entire space, but if you want to make them look surprised, you make the actual iris a little bit smaller. Here we go. Or I say surprised, it could be like excited. Just some simple top eyelashes. So there's one way to make an eye. She's going to be looking, and her irises are going to be pretty much normal. So I'm adding, and I'm going to shade the pupil in with this pony's eyes. I think I'll make them a little bit more girly. I'm bringing the top lid down and making it a little bit straighter. Pretty defined curly lashes. Maybe not that crazy. They don't have Latisse and Ponyville, but they do have fake lashes, which I think is funny. This next pony, she is going to be very girly. You want to make sure that the eyelids aren't angled down because it'll make her look mad. So more like that. And this top lid should curve down. And nice long eyelashes. Okay, so for this left pony, I'm starting to draw out like the basic shape that I want for her hair. And I want it to be a little more understated. She has a big poof at the top, and her hair is just kind of short. I honestly just make these up as I go. Going to be a little shorter than most ponies. This particular pony likes it like that. So to make the style a little bit more dynamic, showing strands of hair or like hair accents that don't necessarily match with the actual outline, that'll make it look more dynamic, and I'll show you what I mean. Instead of making strands of hair that looks like this and kind of just follows the outline. I mean, that would look cute, but My Little Pony, they have more dynamic lines. So instead of that, you can make it look like it's almost kind of like the tail is being twisted. And actually, I think Spitfire's tail looks like this. Kind of going to mimic the tail a little bit. So for the second pony, we're going to give her some swooped to the side bangs. Make them a little bit curly. And when you're breaking up the hair into sections with those lines, I like to do it instead of continuing the line this way. They'll have lines coming and breaking the hair up away from those sections. And this pony is going to have a side braid. So you're going to start the side braid by just drawing the whole strand of hair first. And it's going to taper down. There's a couple ways to draw braids. You can put a line all the way down and go like this, which is an easy way. The outside is just curved like this. And it should be getting smaller and smaller as you get towards the end of the braid. So I need to go back and space these out smaller and smaller. One of my favorite episodes was, I forget the name of it. It's one where they have the family reunion, the Apple family reunion. Actually, I think that's what the episode's called, the Apple family reunion. You get to see Granny Smith and her friends when they were younger, and it was really cute. I liked all of their old-fashioned hairstyles. Okay, when you get to the end, just make it look like the bangs. Have the style the same as the bangs, so it was just a little curly. Now for her tail, we're going to make it, again, look similar to her bangs. So I'm just going to make it kind of come up and down and like have that real curly cue at the end. And since she has this like layer that's a little bit shorter, I think I'm going to do that for her tail as well. Maybe around here. And again, we're going to draw these strands that break up the hair, but a little imperfect. Our last pony, I really want to have curls in her hair. She has a ribbon as her cutie mark, and I'm going to have ribbons actually in her hair. So I'm going to place those first, but they're going to be about there. I'm kind of just deciding what to do as I go. A little touch of elegance. I'm so ready to be done with school because it's just taking over my brain. Okay, so when you add those lines that kind of break up the hair or show, hair strands, if you put two of them next to each other, it also adds a little bit of that dynamic look. I don't know the actual definition of dynamic off the top of my head. Basically, it looks like not typical. You wouldn't have been able to predict where those lines were gonna go. So she's gonna have some curly hair. So what I'm doing is just making a curl kind of like Rarity's hair. I've tried doing it by going like this first. Oh, there we go. The way you do it is by kind of drawing like a corkscrew, and then at the top of each edge of a little loop, you just bring a line up on both sides and up like this. And then you attach the top of this line up here to the top loop of the corkscrew. And just adding some dynamic lines. Then I want to add her tail. If I make it like this, it'll look a lot like Rarity's. This pony really takes care of herself, so she's going to have lots of volume in her tail. Maybe just one curl at the end. You can make a cinnamon bun at the end of either their tail or in their hair. You just draw the tail regularly and you bring this up around just a little snail line right here. For this pony, I'm gonna have the side of the curl kind of bend in like this. What you do with this snail pattern is you just draw lines going down at the edge, at each edge. And then it looks like the hair is just curled in. Oh, I like her. So as you can see, I went ahead and colored the two outside ponies. I posted this one on Instagram and Facebook asking what you guys thought I should name her. If you haven't already, you can follow me on Instagram and you can see it and tell me what you think you would name her. And you can do the same with this one. Her hair, I kind of wish I did it with less saturated color, but just giving some examples so you guys get some ideas on how you can color your ponies. I was going to color this last one while you watched and just kind of talk about the process. So she looks like she could be part of the Apple family, but I kind of don't want her to look like the Apple family. So with this one, I'm gonna color the body like a turquoise color. The hair's gonna be peach, and then the eyes are gonna be red. So I like to use Prismacolor markers when I color, as well as using Prismacolor colored pencils on top, because it makes it look really smooth. Like this pony, her hair, I colored a lot of it using Prismacolor colored pencils, and it turned out really smooth. And you can also mix colors too when you do it that way. I hope she doesn't look too evil with red eyes, but I've seen ponies with red eyes before, so hopefully it works. So after I put down the marker, then I go in with a lighter colored pencil. In this case, lighter. It depends what color you want to add to that. So I'm just going over it, and then I'm going to go in with something even lighter. I'm going to put a highlight starting at the bottom. I'm going to gradually fade it out as I get higher to the top of the iris, because you want it to be like a gradient of dark at the top and then lighter at the bottom, because it shows that her eyelids are kind of casting a shadow over the rest of her eye, and so it makes the upper part of the iris darker, and then your ponies will look a lot more believable. When I color the eyes, because I want so much white over the iris right here and over a lot of the eye, that highlight spot, I just work around it. I just draw where I want it, and then when I color, I just, the black color and then whatever other colors around it. Okay, so moving along, I'm going to do the body now. I used crimson red on the eyes for the marker, and then for the colored pencil, I used poppy red. So for the body, I'm going to use true green, even though it's not quite green. It's more of like an aqua color. So now I'm going to go in with light peach, and I'm going to color her hair, her mane, and her tail. Okay, so now that I put down the main colors for the hair and the body, I'm going to go in with light aqua, just color over the top of the marker color, and it's going to like blend the two colors together. Now I'm going to do the same thing with the hair, the mane, and the tail. With light peach, I'm going to go over the marker. Okay, so now I'm going to go in and do the outlining. The outline of the body will be aquamarine, and then I'm going to outline the mane and the tail with peach. I changed my mind. I'm going to outline the hair with the Prismacolor marker version of the color peach. The colored pencil is not opaque enough or bright enough to stand out like the outlines of her hair. So she's all colored and outlined. I had to come back in with some black to trace her mouth in so you could really see where her mouth was. It was kind of blending in with everything else. So I'm using a black colored pencil to darken her eyelashes, and I'm adding a couple bottom eyelashes to both sides, but I'm not drawing anything where her bangs are, so I'm not going to draw the eyelashes on top of the bangs. And then bottom lashes on the left eye, and her cutie mark was music notes, so I think I'm going to just keep them black. Oh, she looks awesome. Here's the final product. Here are the 3 ponies that we did, and they turned out really well. The hair looks pretty unique. So hopefully you guys picked up any tips along the way while drawing these 3. If you drew your own ponies, definitely take a picture, post it to Instagram, and tag me. I'll have my Instagram username and information in the info. So thank you so much, you guys, for watching. I really appreciate it. I'll see you soon.